Meet Alex. He hurt his knee 2 years ago, but instead of doing rehab, he's still researching whether it's 17% or 19% of his lateral meniscus that's inflamed. Meanwhile, the physio is waiting with the plan. Hi, I'm Emma. I'm a medical doctor and abuse survivor. If you're still stuck in replaying all events of your past relationship, analyzing the abuser's motive, their childhood, their psychology, this video is for you. Wanting to understand what happened to you is normal and necessary. You need to know that you were not the problem and it was never your fault. You also need to know that others have lived through the same experience as you. I obsessed over this quite a while for myself. But here's the catch. Information does not equal healing. You can scroll through 1047 hours of narcissism content and still feel frozen. And you can analyze their behavior in detail and still feel powerless. At some point, learning becomes a shield, a way to avoid stepping forward. That's paralysis by analysis. There is no end to how much you can learn about psychology, narcissism, and relationship dynamics. And there are creators on YouTube dedicating hours and days each week to make content, to get clicks. Some dive into ever more obscure and detailed analysis, sometimes entertaining, but not always helpful. That's why I always tie the subject back to you. And I try to keep it simple. Not because I can't go deep and detailed, but because you don't need a PhD to heal. You need relief and you need clarity. Getting tangled up in trying to put an exact diagnosis on someone or analyzing their motives for every action has one trap. You will never truly be sure. Toxic people keep secrets. They lied, omitted, distorted. Many things happen behind the scenes that you will never know. At some point, enough is enough. You don't need to solve their story. You need to start living your own. Signs you're in paralysis mode. You have watched hundreds of videos on narcissism, but still feel frozen. You're obsessed with the label and not your own healing. You know all there is to know about narcissism, but you feel powerless in your own life. In the book, The Body Keeps the Score, trauma expert Basil van der Kolk shared how many war veterans would relive their trauma over and over, stuck telling war stories, stuck in the pain. It was the only time they felt truly alive. Abuse survivors can fall into the same loop, replaying their relationship, rehashing every moment, feeling like only other survivors understand. Community is powerful, but it needs to be paired with forward motion. You are not meant to live in your wounds. Start acting as if you already understand enough. Say yes to the walk, the bath, the journal, the silence. Let the questions stay unanswered for now. Your life is waiting. Start showing your nervous system that life can be safe again, that you're no longer stuck in the war. Healing doesn't come from understanding everything. It comes from doing something different, even when you're scared. Knowledge is only power if you act on it. So go move something today, even just your body. It counts. This video marks the beginning of a week on my channel dedicated to healing. The next video will be up on Wednesday, and in that video I will talk about no contact and how no contact equals healing on steroids. If you're ready to stop circling around the pain and see the bigger picture, also check out my video series, The Abuse Case Files. I will link it below. It summarizes what happened, why it affected you so deeply, and how you can begin to move forward. I'm Emma, holding up a light over the bridge. Remember, there is always a way out. There is always a way forward. Please be safe, take care, and have a great day.